am having a week, my guys. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I just finished working 7 straight days in a row and I'm exhausted, but it's fine because I now have 4 days off and I'm really hyped about that. I have very few plans and that's exactly how I wanted it. I want to take these 4 days and do fucking nothing. Or almost nothing. So this week I do have planned, my roommate and I are hoping to go and do like a hiking thing together on Friday if the weather is okay. The weather has been ass. It's been snowing and hailing. I had to walk to work in a blizzard this morning. It is the middle of April. This is unacceptable. And yet, here we are. So if the weather's okay, we're gonna do that. But if it's not nice out, then we'll just do like a movie night or something like that. And then on Sunday, the movie theater in my city is playing the Pride and Prejudice movie with the one that has Keira Knightley in it, which is one of my all-time favorite movies, like probably in the top 3 best movies of all time for me. And you bet your ass I am going to go see that movie in theaters. I was too young to go see it in theaters when it was first released. I don't think I watched that movie for the first time until I was in university, I'm pretty sure. But I have watched that movie time and time again over the years and I absolutely adore it and I need to see it in theaters. Oh my god, I'm so excited. So that's my plans for Sunday. Other than that, I have a osteopath appointment tomorrow morning, bright and early. For some reason, I made the poor choice of scheduling it for 9 a.m. on my day off. That was dumb, but whatever. At least it'll get me out of bed early, so there's that. And then that's it. I'm just gonna read. I just got home. I had to go to Walmart after work because the adapter that I bought for my headphones broke yesterday. I was so mad. I sat down to go and read my book and I was gonna pop in my headphones for the audiobook and I dropped my phone and the adapter ended up like snapping out of it. Actually, it's in my pocket. Never mind, no it isn't. This part snapped right off. So it broke last night and I was so angry about it and I just did nothing. I just went to bed. I was so mad that I just went to sleep. So I went and got a new one today, did some groceries. I'm making dinner right now. I'm gonna make a veggie burger and some smashed potatoes with sour cream, green onion, vegan bacon, and some cheese. I think that sounds like the vibe right now. So that's the plan for tonight. And then after I finish dinner, I'm going to pop into Sunrise on the Reaping. I am currently about a third of the way through. I'm on chapter 12, which is page 160. Having a great time with this book. I've already cried. Excuse you. Thank you. I've already cried multiple times reading this book, and goddamn, this is really good. This is way better than the Songbird one that came out a few years ago. That one I did not like. This one I very much like. It is so far not flopping, and it better stay that way. If this book flops, I'm gonna be real upset. So yes, so I'm reading this one currently, and then I'm also currently reading Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales by Heather Fawcett. It's the 3rd and final book in the Emily Wilde series, and this one I am liking but not loving. I think it'll be like either a 3.5 or a 4, depending on the ending. Oh, there's flowers blooming outside. Oh my god. Ah, I love spring. They're purple. They're pretty. I'll take a picture of them later on. Oh, they're so cute. What was I saying? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, wait. What was I just talking about? The book. What was I saying about it? I don't know, just that it's fine. I like it, but I don't love it so far. Finding that it's not really holding my interest a whole lot. The plot just kind of feels like a bunch of people running around looking for something, which is literally what the plot is, when that's not my favorite kind of thing. I like quests, but not when it feels like people are just like checking off a to-do list of like, oh, check here, and now we'll go over here and try this, and how about this thing, you know what I mean? Probably not. I don't think I'm being very coherent. What else is new? But I don't know, it just feels very like chaotic and messy, I guess, but I do still love the characters, of course, and the setting is great. Yeah, it's just kind of the plot is a bit messy for me, so not a bad book, but just not the best thing ever. But it's a quick, easy audiobook read, so having a good time with it at least. And then after that, I really need to pick up my next read for Backless Bash. I've only read one book for that so far this month, and we are halfway through the month, so I really need to get on that. I'm not sure which one I'm going to pick up next, but I'm just going to focus on finishing the two that I'm currently in the middle of, and then I'll worry about that later on. But anyways, I gotta go and make my dinner, and I'm probably gonna watch some of The Last of Us tonight as well. I'm gonna relax and have a great time being off from work for 4 whole days. Oh, I'm so happy. Great day. I love that for me. Which, like, you think I wouldn't be, because my day started with so much pain. I went to the osteopath earlier, and god damn, it was a rough one. It was bedtime. But it's helpful. I told her I was having some pain in my shoulder that's like worse than usual, and so she focused most of her time on my shoulder. And then I also made the mistake of mentioning that my calves are really tight, and then she spent the rest of the time on my calves, which was so painful. Oh my god, I was pouring sweat. I was so disgustingly sweaty from the adrenaline of the pain. So that was a bad time, but it was well worth it. I got myself a fancy coffee as a little treat afterwards. Picked up some cat food for Mr. Tony, who is very cozy right over there. And then, yeah, I've just been kind of chilling since then. Oh, I also ended up missing my bus stop to get home because I was so busy texting my best friend about One OK Rock's new album that I just fully missed my stop. So that sucked. But my roommate came and picked me up from wherever I ended up. So that was very nice of her. And then aside from that, I've basically just been sat on the couch reading for the rest of the day, and it's been lovely. Painted my nails. I haven't done that in probably over a year, to be honest. I did that while I was finishing the audiobook for Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. My feelings on that one hasn't really changed since yesterday. I am gonna give it a 3.5 star. I did like it, but I didn't love it as much as I would have wanted to. I was thinking about earlier trying to like articulate my thoughts, and I think my issue was that I was extremely aware that I was reading a book, you know what I mean? And like, of course I know that I'm reading a book, but I wasn't immersed in the story at all. I was like picturing in my head the author sitting there and being like, what new plot thing should these characters do now? It just wasn't immersive for me at all. And I was just really aware of the fact that this was a story that somebody sat down and thought about all of the plot beats and all of these cool things happening and all that kind of thing, which really took me out of the story a lot. It was still good. Like I still enjoyed the writing. I love the characters. A part in the end made me tear up quite a bit. So there were definitely good things to this book. It just didn't grip me as much as the previous ones did, unfortunately. But that's all right. And then I also, so last night I read 100 pages of Sunrise on the Reaping, and I just finished the last 100 pages not too long ago. Oh man. Oh wow, this book hurt. It surely did. It hurt a lot. Yeah, I'm in pain. I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest. It was, oh my god, it was so good. It's not quite a 5-star, it's just about a 5-star, but just a little bit less. I'm gonna give it a high 4.5 star, just because I wish that maybe it was a bit longer, maybe, I'm not really sure, but I wish that there was a bit more description of things that were happening in the arena, like not like the gruesome parts, but just more of the like logistics of things that were happening, you know what I mean? I just wish it was a bit more intricate, because I just didn't quite have as much of an emotional impact as I would have liked to. I definitely still did and cried many times during that whole section of the book, but not as much as I would have expected to. The ending, sat there sobbing, bawling my eyes out. I'm not going to say what it is, obviously, but the final thing, I saw it coming just a split second before it happened, and I just went, no, out loud, and then it happened, and I'm like, oh my god, and I just sat there, like, the whole time. It was great. Yeah, rip my heart out and stomp on it. Thank you very much. So yeah, great book. Very much enjoyed this one. So much better than the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So much better. Yeah, this one really did not flop for me. I had such a good time reading this one. It was very gripping, very engaging, just sucked me right in. I forgot the entire world around me while I was reading this book. Yeah, I had a blast with this one, so very happy about that. And after finishing Emily Wilde, I've now started the audiobook for The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, who is one of my favorite authors of all time, and I'm so happy to be getting to this book. I've been wanting to for quite a while, but this book feels very spring to me. So last year I was trying to save it for spring, and then I missed it, so I've been waiting for spring again, which is a perfect day for it because it finally feels like spring for the first time. Not the first time, but like basically the first time this year. But today actually feels very spring-like. It is lovely out, so I'm having a great time with my springtime reads. Fairy books, very much springtime for me, and this book, because of how bright the cover is, it's covered in flowers, that kind of thing, obviously also feels very springtime. So having a good time there. I don't really know where the plot's going to be going yet. I haven't really looked into the synopsis at all. I just know that I love this author. I knew going into it that it's just about a girl who is a ghostwriter for a very famous romance author, and that she can also see ghosts, and that's really all that I knew about it. And so far I am about 15% of the way in, and that is still all that I know about it. So I have no clue where the plot is going, but I adore this author, so I think I'm going to have a great time with this one. And now that I finished my dinner and I finished Sunrise on the Reaping, I'm going to start my next book for Backless Bash, which I think is going to be what's it called? Empire Sand by Tasha Suri. My audiobook hold for that one just came in, and I have the ebook from Everend, so I'm going to tandem read that one if I have the brain power for it. I'm not really sure if I'm in the mood for a high fantasy. I'm kind of in a romance and cozy stuff mood right now, so I'll try this one, see how I feel about it, and if it's not quite working out, then I will pick a different one for Backless Bash. Anyways, I'm going to stop yapping and go get some books read. Good morning. It is a very rainy, windy day, and I'm loving it. It's so nice out. Nice as in I'm looking forward to sitting on the couch reading all day, basically. It's one of those days, and I'm so here for it. I have some tea steeping downstairs. I can't wait. We also had the coolest lightning storm last night. I got a short clip of it last night that I probably put into the B-roll, but it was like lightning flashing every couple of seconds for about an hour and a half straight. It was really cool. And the thunder was intense. It was awesome. I figured it would be a perfect time for a spooky gothic feeling movie, so I watched The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which was based on that chapter in Dracula where they're on the ship. It was good but wasn't great, I found. I liked the atmosphere a lot. The acting was pretty good. Things were generally creepy, but I feel like they showed the Dracula monster way too early and way too frequently where it stopped being scary, and then they heavily relied on like really obvious camera things to make things scarier. It's like if there was a close-up of somebody's face, you knew the monster was going to be behind them afterwards every single time, and any flash of lightning, you'd probably see the monster somewhere in the background literally every time. I feel like they could have gotten more creative with that and made it kind of scarier, but overall it was still a pretty good movie. I did enjoy it, and it was an excellent atmosphere to be watching it in with this like awesome lightning storm going on, so that was really fun. And then yesterday was Easter, so like I don't really celebrate Easter, but my roommate wanted to hang out and have a good time together, so we watched Coraline, which neither of us had ever seen before, and it was so creepy and so good. That was excellent. And then we made some dinner together. I made us some maple roasted beets and carrots with some candied walnuts and corn on the cob, and it was delicious. And we watched the Ice Age Scrat Tales, the like 5-minute shorts of the squirrel character in Ice Age, who is the best character, and also watched the Ice Age Easter special because that was perfectly timed. Yeah, it was a good day overall. I am so enjoying my 4 days off from work right now. Oh man, I needed this so badly. And then reading wise, I don't remember if I mentioned that I was starting The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I think I mentioned it. I finished it yesterday and it was excellent. It made me cry so hard. Any book that has like a parent passing away will make me cry every single time. I've never experienced that, but for some reason that is the one thing that is guaranteed to make me cry in books or movies or anything, literally every time. I didn't get as emotional as I would have expected to. It did take me probably about halfway through before I felt more emotionally invested in the book. So for that reason, I gave it, I think I gave it a 4.5 star instead of a 5 star, but it was very close to a 5 star. I loved the romance. I loved the characters in it. The setting was great. The writing, of course, it's Ashley Poston. Of course, it was awesome. But yeah, great read. Very happy that I finally read that one and also saved it for spring. Oh, Tony's scratching to get in here. Tony has arrived. But yeah, and then so for Backlist Bash, I'm now reading 2 books. So I am reading Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. I won't give any thoughts or anything here yet. You'll have to wait for Backlist Bash to hear my thoughts on it. And then I've also started the Strangeworlds Travel Agency by LD Lapinski, also for Backlist Bash. So those will be my reads for probably today and tomorrow. But I'm kind of in the mood to have a physical book on my lap on the couch with my tea and my cat. So I might grab something off my shelf. No idea what, but we'll see. Anyways, I gotta go and be all cozy on the couch, and I will check in later on. Happy Sunday. Already my last of my 4 days off, and I'm really sad. I go back to work tomorrow. Upsetting, but it's okay. It's a beautiful day. The sun is out. I'm gonna go for a little hike later on. I forgot until maybe like half an hour ago that the Pride and Prejudice movie was playing in theaters today, and I do really want to go to that, but I also, like, the weather's been really rainy all weekend, which has been lovely, but I really wanted to go for a hike this weekend. And this is the only nice day that we've had. Like, it's sunny, it's blue sky, it's just gorgeous out. It was supposed to be rainy all day, and the weather has taken a turn for the better, so I do want to take advantage of that and go for a hike instead. So I think I'm probably gonna skip the movie, unfortunately, and maybe I'll just watch it on my TV instead. I don't need to see it in theaters, but it would have been really cool. But I'll check and see what time it's at, and maybe I'll have time to go and do that later on. If it's not until the evening anyways, then maybe I'll still go regardless. But I think the outdoors is calling to me today. Reading wise, I've got a couple updates. So yesterday I ended up reading The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner, somewhat on a whim. This was part of the Goodreads challenge for this quarter. This was the last book on that list that I had to get through, so I figured I would give it a go, and ended up reading the whole thing in one day. So that was pretty cool. This is a historical fiction, so it's not usually my genre. Well, it's kind of historical fiction. It's kind of a blend of things. Either way, there's no fantasy elements to it, so that's why it's kind of out of my realm of what I normally read. But it was pretty good. I had a couple things about it that I didn't love. This one's about a woman who runs a apothecary where she sells poisons to women who are being abused by the men in their lives, either abused or betrayed or that kind of thing, and she helps to kill them. And the other POV is this woman who is in a present timeline, and she's a historian who finds one of the bottles of her poison vials, and she goes on this journey trying to discover more about her. And there's a third POV of this 12-year-old girl who is helping the apothecary lady do her thing. I really liked the apothecary part. I liked the mystery with the present day woman trying to figure out what happened. I loved all that. There was a really weird focus on pregnancy in this book. Like, every couple of pages someone's talking about either being pregnant or previously being pregnant or wanting to get pregnant the whole time, and it was very strange. So that kind of took me out of the story quite a bit. It just didn't really feel like it was needed, you know? Like, you had this really interesting story about all these women who had been wronged and vengeance and all these things. It just really didn't feel like that part was needed, like, at all. And it was so much of it. If it was just like once in a while it was mentioned, that would have been fine, but it was like over and over and over again, literally every couple of pages. But aside from that, this was a pretty solid read, and I'm glad that I finally got to it. I gave it a 3.5 star. I've had this on my shelf for quite a long time. My friend unhauled it and I took it. I don't even know when. It was a long time ago. What year was this book even released? It was released in 2021, so I probably got it maybe in 2022, I want to say, probably around then. So either way, it's been a long time. So yeah, I'm glad that I finally read it at least. I honestly don't know if I would have read it if not for this Goodreads challenge. So I'm happy that there was something to push me to read this book at long last. And then, not going to talk about it here because it's for Backlist Bash, but I finished the Strangeworlds travel agency yesterday. And I'm also now roughly 40% into Empire of Sand. So I'm going to carry on with Empire of Sand today, and I'm hoping I'll finish it tomorrow. I wanted to finish it today, but that's not going to happen. Yesterday ended up being completely overtaken by this book, basically. So today and tomorrow we'll focus on Empire of Sand. I've also just had my audiobook hold for The Faithless Hawk by Margaret Owen come in. So that'll be my next one once I finish Empire of Sand. It's the sequel to The Merciful Crow. And yeah, I'm not really sure what the next plan is. I think I'm still in the romance mood, so maybe I'll pick up one of the other books in that cowboy romance one that I read last week. Was it called Lost and Lassoed? I don't know what the actual series is called, but the book that I read was called Lost and Lassoed, which was book, I think, 3 in that series. They're companion novels, so maybe I'll pick one of those ones and go from there. Or do I want to do another fairy book maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna look through my stuff and figure out which one I want to pick up next, but we'll see. I'm not really sure what I'm in the mood for right now, but probably something light, because Empire Sand is pretty heavy. It's a pretty easy read, actually. It's not as dense as I thought it was going to be, but it is still like a high fantasy, and I'm starting to get into all of the political stuff to it, so I don't want to have a second heavier fantasy book at the same time. So that's why I'm thinking something light might be good to have alongside that. But anyways, I'm gonna stop babbling and go do something. I'm not really sure what yet. I'm waiting for my roommate to wake up enough to decide if she wants to come with me on my walk, and if she does, then cool. But if not, then I'm gonna go on my own and have an audiobook along with me. So I will chat later.